everyone, welcome back to Garner Reviews. Today we are once again out in the tool shed looking at some new products, and I am so very excited. This product I have been waiting for over a year now, I believe. So when I first heard about its release, it was mostly overseas. It is finally in the States. I got it. I was probably one of the first ones. I'm super excited. Pre-ordered it through Toolnut. If you guys haven't checked out Toolnut, check them out. They carry just a tremendous amount of awesome brands on their website, and they're great people to work with. Not sponsored by them in any way. Purchased all this with my own money, but it's a great company to work with, so I would highly recommend them. But anyways, they got it on pre-order. This was released as soon and shipped to me as soon as the company would allow it. And without further ado, let's just jump into it. It is a brand new Festool product. And so far, I am just absolutely loving every Festool product I've tried out. Seriously. And I know that sounds a little bit like, fanfare, or a bit like I'm a fanboy of the products or something like that. They're great products, and there's other companies that are building some tremendous products too. I'm just saying, at this moment, I'm really liking their stuff. It's really great. It is expensive, no doubt about it, but if you don't mind that, or if you can afford it and you need the quality, definitely check it out. So again, without any further talking, let's jump into it. I haven't actually looked in here, but I did already pre-cut the box because I was so excited. I didn't want to drag this out any longer. There we go. Big old Festool box here. Oh, there we go. Let's toss this out of the way. We don't need that. Here it is. Hopefully you guys can see that on camera. Yes, this is the Festool TPC, and it's a kit with the Festool TID, which is their impact driver. Now, if you guys aren't aware, the Festool TPC is basically going to replace the earlier PDC. Great drill. This is kind of like the next step forward for them, the newest generation. It is a percussion drill, or a hammer drill. So that's the TPC portion of it. The P portion is percussion. They do make a TDC. I don't know if that's going to get stateside. It is overseas in Germany and Europe and some other places. That is just identical drill without the hammer function. But this is what we've got right now. We've got the hammer function. Of course, these are shipping in the brand new Sys 3s. Great looking boxes. Let's just pop this open and see what we can get into here. I'm gonna have to, this is gonna be a little awkward because this lid's gonna roll up just like that. Here we go. And here it is. Look at that. Oh man. That's a great looking kit right there. I hope you guys can see that well. I need to figure out a better situation for camera and everything. We're just gonna spin this though instead of right here. I'm gonna pull things out and let you guys look at them with me. Let's just start with the TPC. I'm super stoked about that. So there it is. Man, that's just a beefy looking drill. I had seen the pictures and it looked pretty like big and beefy in this, the head portion of it. But it was always hard to tell on just pictures. So, but now that I actually have it here, it is a very heavy duty looking drill. So TPC 18.4. Ooh. Oh man, that is buttery smooth. Like Kerrygold butter smooth. That's good butter, right? Okay. Man, that's remarkable. Now that's speed 1. The really cool thing with the Festool products here, or this one specifically, not all of them, this one though, it is a 4-speed drill. So you get a lot of basically finite control there. You can kind of really tune it to the specific application. If you need just high-end RPMs, you got to go all out. You need the speed. You can drop that into the 4th gear. It's going to give you its max speed rating. And I wish I actually had the specs up right now, but it's a really, it's something like, actually, let me look on the drill before I say much more. Oh, they do. Okay, so speed 4 is 0 to 3,600. I mean, that's that's cruising. That's a fast drill. That's a lot of RPMs. Speed 3 is 2,350. Speed 2 is 0 to 800, and speed 1 is 0 to 500. So you can kind of get a really nice range of control there. Of course, it's a variable trigger, of course, but you can get some additional control with the additional gears there. I really like that feature. It's super nice. You can kind of see that up on the top. This shift too, the way that they kind of allow you to move through the gears is really, really interesting. So you can see gear 1 is kind of here, gear 2, and then it would switch 3 and 4, and you can move this thing just like you can do diagonals. You can go anywhere you need to at any point. There's no, like, you don't have to go from 1 to 2 up to 3 to 4. You can just jump from 4 to 1, 1 to 4, 1 to 3. Doesn't matter. It will shift and it will do its job. So really cool. Super impressive. Let's just get that in 4 real quick. Let's hear this thing wind up real quick. Man, that is just such a smooth drill. That is incredible. So nice. So you got a nice little light here on the front. So that's going to shine upward. And I kind of like this, especially because you can kind of see here, we'll get into that in a second. This does have some kind of like quick change functionality here. They call it, I think it's Fast Fix is the newest generation. So you have some different options for different chucks, right angles, eccentric, and then a multitude of others from Festool. So really cool stuff there. Man, I'm just, honestly, that is such a nice drill. Now, it does look a little bulky. Again, the head just is like, it's kind of massive. In a funny way, I feel like I'm just rambling here. In a funny way, I feel like this almost looks like cartoony, but at the same time, it's so Festool. Like, it's hard to explain. It's just, it's an interesting looking head. But it's really fairly reasonable in terms of weight. If I was going to compare this, it'd probably be to the Makita, the 40 volt. I've got one of those right now. It is also a hammer drill, and I would say these are probably very comparable. Very nice. I do think this may be a little bit shorter, but I don't have the Makita sitting right here, so I won't speak on that quite yet. It does ship with this is a 4 amp hour. So 4 amp hour, this is the newest, the Airstream. It's got, I believe it's Bluetooth as well. Yeah, Bluetooth on these and the Airstream. So it has some additional cooling here. And if you get the, don't remember which charger it is. They basically have 2 chargers though. One is designed around the Airstream, and it's going to allow this to charge faster because it's blowing air through the battery, keeping the whole system cool. So very nice. You do have your battery indicator here on the front. You can see that. It's flashing at me because it's low battery. So very cool there. You also get some additional air ports at the bottom of the battery. So looks like a pretty nice design. Like you're going to get air kind of moving through here, I'm assuming, out of the charger, and then out this side, kind of cooling all those cells. So great stuff there. Super smooth, just slides right in. You do have 2 spots here on either side for the bell clip. And then on the back here, this is kind of interesting. So here is like your clutch settings. It's on a wheel, and it goes from basically like 1 to 13. Just right in here, you can see that. Very nice. It's precise. I kind of like the location there. It's just pretty easy to get to and look at. And it kind of saves a little bit of room here up on the top, or having something built in around the chucks, which a lot of times I find you end up bumping when you're, twisting off something. So it's kind of nice that it's back here. It's probably less likely to get bumped. And then of course you can go into your drill mode. And then if you scroll past that, they actually have a like non-light, a no light setting. So when you're on that setting, and I believe there's a way to program it a little bit. You can kind of have the light off, and you can kind of set that up, or you can have the light on, and you can kind of go from there. So all your settings right there in the back, very cool. Again, this is Bluetooth, so if you needed to, you could have it talking with like a dust extractor or something like that, which would be super handy. All right, TPC, super excited about that. Now, honestly, this was what I was waiting over a year for. When it was announced overseas, I was super excited and couldn't wait for it to come stateside. It's finally here, and I'm really excited. I will be reviewing this and doing some more extensive like testing, but my initial impression is fits the hand really nice. You know, that may change after working with it for like a day or something, but my guess is this is going to be a very nice, high quality drill. So actually, before we move on from this, let's talk about the accessories here that come with it. Now, this kit specifically, this was paired up with the Festool TID. The TID's been out for, I believe, 3 or 4 years now. It's kind of, I think is it their second generation, basically, of impact drivers. It sounds like a great impact driver. I've never actually gotten to use one. This light's still on. That's interesting. So we'll play with that here in a minute. I believe it's the second generation again, but it's probably 3 or 4 years old now. So I'm excited to see that. But this was paired together, and I did that because I really wanted to check out the TID and see how it compared to something like the Makita, which I'm a big fan of. You do get some accessories, but you don't get like the full line of them. And I do believe they have some other kits where they have some more options there, where you can get just the TPC and get some additional accessories. Of course, you can buy the accessories, you know, from Festool or wherever, and put them in the box that it looks like they have. Yeah, it looks like it. I'm going to look at the pictures here, and maybe I can take a picture and show you guys. But basically, they kind of have the layout if you were to fully accessorize this. And it looks like you can fit all the accessories in here, even with the TID in there. So let's just get started, though, with the first. Of course, you got your handle. That's super nice. Interesting. So I don't know if that actually, does that change anything? I suppose it does. Have to play with that a little bit more. But basically, you've got your handle here in case you're doing some heavier work or something where it's likely to bind up on you. Let's see if I can figure this out. I gotta be smarter than it. There we go. Okay. So this basically, it has a lock here. You can pull back on this green portion. That's gonna lock it, unlock it, and you could now, technically, can you move it without it? No, you can't. Okay, so you can pull this back. You're gonna have to that's interesting. So that's gonna lock it into position on this ring here. So I'm just kind of looking at this as set up a little bit differently than I'm used to. So you have this ring portion here. This green slot is kind of grabbing that and locking it into place. And then you have all these kind of like detents here. So you can kind of position this in a lot of different angles. So for whatever, you know, situation you're in, you can kind of move it around so that you're not fighting it. So that's nice, but that's what that would look like. I'm assuming this tightens down then. Yeah, it does. It tightens down. So you can kind of lock that on real nice and tight, and that's not going to go anywhere, and that won't move. Yep, that's grabbed. So loosen this up though. That's actually, I like that handle. It's not super long, so you're not going to get like a lot of leverage, but I do believe this drill has basically the anti-kickback or the anti-rotation. So if this binds up and it starts to spin on you, it's going to cut the motor out before it moves too far to protect your wrists. So while this is still like a great accessory and necessary in a lot of situations, you probably don't need like a super long handle to prevent it from kicking back on you, because it's going to help control that with the computer basically on board. So got that. And there is a depth gauge. We'll find that here in a second. You've got your charger. I believe this is just like your standard charger. It's the TCL6. Nice looking charger here. I don't believe that's the rapid one. Yeah, it's not the Airstream. So, but solid charger irregardless. Let's see, you got all your manuals next to that. Here's the Ooh, that's a nice, so your depth gauge there, so you can kind of set this up with a handle if you're driving or drilling into like concrete or something. That's nice. It's actually all steel and everything, so it's feels really good. Nice and heavy duty. They come with 2 belt clips. I'm assuming one for the TID and one for the TPC. Those are kind of identical. So those are there. Very nice. And then this is getting into some of the cool stuff here. Let's see if I can get it out. Oh boy, that's really locked in there. There we go. So, right angle attachment. Super stoked. I'm not familiar with Festool's interface here with their like fast fix. So I'm just kind of learning with you guys. Oh, figured it out though. Look at that. Oh, interesting. What does that do? Oh, how interesting is that? Look at that. Okay, so, because technically, is that gonna lock? Does that only lock in one direction? That's the question I have. It shouldn't. I should be able to lock that about wherever. Yeah, I can lock that wherever I want to. So that is super interesting. Like I said, I have no experience with fast fix, so I'm learning on camera with you guys. So super simple hookup though. It's basically got a bunch of detents in there. Looks really robust actually. It looks really nice. So that's going to interface. You get that lined up, and then you just simply twist. It locks. There's no like noise or any indication that it's actually locked. It just gets tight and it's locked on there. But now this ring portion here, if I spin it, it actually spins the whole head here. Watch this. Look at that. I assume that just allows you to kind of attach this here, and then instead of having to fumble with this and reposition it on the actual drill, you get this locked on real quick, and now you can move this head wherever you need it instead of having to fumble with the actual attachment point. That is super nice. It's got a little plastic cover here to kind of protect it. Oh man. That's cool. That is really cool. I like that. That is interesting. Okay, so that's right angle. It looks like you could obviously put like your like a Centrotech adapter on here or chuck on here, so that you can have like a locking bit holder. I'm assuming it's probably magnetized as well. You could run it just like this if you need to, but it's obviously designed kind of around the Centrotech system. Let's look at here. We'll get this one off. That's a super nice attachment. I like that, and that doesn't take much. It's maybe a quarter of a turn to release it off of here, so that's nice. Nice and easy. There's no wasted movements there. Boy, it is a tight fit though. I'll give them that. It's a tight fit into the box, which is a good thing. You won't lose anything. So that goes right in there. Here, I'll show you guys kind of a picture. Let's pull up the TID and set it aside for a second. I can't wait to get to that either. So giant manual here. I did with some of the additional manuals. I'll just kind of show you guys how that's kind of laying out though inside there. So that's kind of what that looks like. If you look at the picture though, you can kind of see the references here, and you can definitely load these things out and get all the big pertinent accessories that you would want packed in there. So so it comes with the right angle, and of course it comes with like your typical Jacobs chuck. So here's the Jacobs chuck. That's nice looking. Looks really nice, high quality steel with a plastic lock here. Locks on. Grabs. Beautiful. Okay. That's very nice. So great little Jacobs chuck there. Good old standard. And I'm assuming, yeah, I would assume that you're just going to be able to throw the Centrotech right on here too. So if you're running Centrotech bits, or anything like that that's on Centratec, you can just put the Centratec adapter on there, the locking mechanism. It's going to grab on, and then you got a nice little compact form factor for all your Centratec accessories, which I really do like. They're a little bit more expensive, but if you can get them and if you can appreciate the quality, I would definitely recommend looking into them, because they really aren't just nice accessories, the locking portion, and they do seem to have less run out. They do seem a little bit more precise. I've kind of played with them in comparison, and I can kind of notice a difference. So in the right application, they probably make sense. May not make sense for every application though. So that is everything with the TPC. This video is going to be long, I can just tell. Like I said, I'm going to be reviewing that. I'm going to be doing a bunch of work with that because I'm super excited about it. I've been waiting a long time. And Festool just makes some incredible stuff. This will be their first drill that I've ever had. Honestly, the first one that I've ever... No, I take that back. I have the CXS. I got that shortly. It's been a few months, I guess, now. But I really like that. This is the first 18-volt tool from Festool that I have, and certainly the first 18-volt drill. So super stoked, excited about that. Let's take a look though real quick at the TID18. So here is this awesome impact. Boy, an initial impression, that's pretty nice looking. Ooh, that is smooth too. Oh man. Okay, so that's the lowest speed setting. So you have your speeds down here. You basically have a, looks like speed 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming the T is going to be like for tech screws or like a self-driving screw. So it's going to start out really fast to help drive through like the metal. And then once it picks up some resistance, it'll slow it down so it doesn't overdrive or strip out. So that's the tech mode there. I'm assuming that's what the T is for. So essentially you have 3 main speeds and then a tech mode. I guess you could call that 4 speeds, but I would consider it 3 speeds in a tech mode. So very nice though. Very smooth. Again, ships with the same battery, the 4 amp hour Airstream. This is just an interesting looking drill, or impact, excuse me. So let me look here on the side. 3,200 in terms of revolutions or speed. I don't know what the inch-pounds is. There's a part of me that wants to say like it was around 1,800 or so, but don't quote me on that. I really can't remember. But I do remember this was a pretty good step up for them. They had kind of, Festool kind of like lagged behind, especially with like the, or not especially with, but specifically with the impact driver that they had. Other companies had just been improving on theirs continuously, and they were way ahead in terms of just power and sizing and all that. And so when Festool released this was a really strong competitor. Of course, it's got the precision and kind of everything that makes Festool unique, but it actually had some great power behind it, enough to do probably 95% of any task the majority of us would run into. So the one thing I'll note is, this is kind of interesting, and I don't know if it'll be an issue. I noticed it a little bit with the Milwaukee, the Gen 3 Milwaukee impact, specifically with their, I think it was like the high output batteries. They were a little bit longer than normal. And I ran into it happened a few different times, so it wasn't just like one specific situation. I had it happen on multiple occasions where I would get into a spot to drive something in, and the battery would contact like a surface before I could drive it fully flush. It's kind of annoying, and I'm afraid you're gonna almost run into that again with this Festool. It doesn't look as exaggerated as the Milwaukee. Now, that was several years ago, so I may be mistaken, but this definitely, your battery kind of footprint is fairly large in comparison to where this chuck is. So that may be an issue, may not. It'll be interesting to give this a try. I do appreciate, I mean, it's large, so that, it has its own downsides, but I do appreciate how like flat and kind of big the surface is. It means you're less likely to probably tip it over. And, I'm sure in Festool's world, like, they have reasons for designing the battery as big as they are, and other companies design them differently. So I don't know if that was a consideration, just having a large surface area so that the tool's less like fall over and hit something and damage it, but I can appreciate that portion. So very smooth. Let's get it up to speed 3 here. Wow. That sounds really fast. You know, the interesting thing, like the Makita, I absolutely love the 40 volt. It's a great impact driver. It's one of my go-tos. But the one thing I will mention about it is that on the highest speed setting, it's kind of got a whistle to it. It can be slightly aggravating over extended periods of time. Now, none of these tools are very quiet, but you know, different kind of pitches and tones in terms of volume and stuff and noise, they kind of affect people differently. And the Makita one, it's not a deal breaker by any stretch, but it's just, I think it's more noticeable. This one doesn't quite have the same sound. I mean, it's got a whistle, certainly. It's loud, but it'll be interesting to actually drive some fasteners and see how this sounds. The fit in the hand is, I mean, it's superb. It's really nice. Fits the hand really well, at least my hand. You know, that's a lot of it's preference, personal preference. So really solid positive stops on the forward and reverse here. That's always good. I like to know exactly where that's landing. I will mention the 1/4 inch quick release there, the chuck, I guess, whatever you would call that. It's kind of like, that's beefy looking. Like, it looks really big. And I don't know if that's actually like pretty similar size compared to anything else, but it looks physically larger than it needs to be, but that may be an okay thing. It's very smooth feeling. So that's gonna be this will be interesting. I'm excited about both of these, both low batteries. So I'm gonna have to get these charged up before I do much. But yeah, this is looking to be really promising. So I'm excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing the Festool. Primarily, we were looking at the TPC just because this is the brand new beast that Festool has released, and it is a beast. The thing is pretty awesome looking, and I think it's going to perform really well. So I'm excited about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions or if you would like to see anything in the next video. I'll try and get some time with these, maybe a week or two, and I'll do some, you know, some work on some actual job sites, but then also do a little bit of testing here, just for fun, just to kind of see what this thing will do. And I'll let you guys know. And then if you have any questions though, let me know and I can try and answer them in that follow-up video. And we'll probably do like a video where I review just this, and then a secondary one where I review this. This has been on the market, so there's quite a few videos of, you know, guys testing this out, some really great ones too. So you can get a lot of information on this, but this is definitely the new kid on the block. So just awesome. I don't know if I pointed this out. I'll point out real quick at the end here. You got your 2 settings. Obviously, this is like your drill or fastener mode, and then there's your hammer or percussion mode. So just a simple switch at the top there, really nice. But I do appreciate that it's not like sticking out above the housing here, so there's no real likelihood of it getting bumped on accident. You have to actually grab it and move it. Kind of the same with the gear selector. Now that I look at it, it's kind of nice and in line with the rest of the housing, so that's you know, less likely to get bumped. So very, very nice. Yeah, just that movement, being able to shift just kind of all over the place. Super cool. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate all of you. If you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate that. Not necessary. I appreciate you anyways. Thanks for the views, and I really do enjoy the comments. Please, any questions, comments, anything like that, drop them down below, and I will try to respond to them. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one. And yeah, Festool, bring their A game. See you guys later.